So in the first video, we created our website using a local SQL database. We populated that data, we connected a data source into the database, and then we used a grid view to view the data. So we want to do another look at the data today using a details view. So let's open the website. State website was the one. Okay. And this should look familiar. Let's view the grid view in the browser. Now notice I have a lot more data in the database. I went through and populated some more fields, some more records. I can control how many lines are displayed by using the command pagesize. So if I go into the grid view right here, right now it is set to display 100 records. I could set it to display 5 records. And now 5 records are displayed and the paging is active. So you can display how many, you can control how many records are displayed here. I want to use a details view now. So let's add a new item to the website. Visual Basic, web form, code in a separate file. And I'm going to call this details view because that's what I'm going to add onto the site. I'm going to go back to design view and I need to insert a SQL data source because I have to make that connection to the database. This is unique on this page, so I'm just going to leave that name for it. I still have to configure it. I'm going to use that connection string that I created in the last video. Picked my table, picked what I want displayed. I can test it. Looks good. So my data source is configured. Now I'm going to add a details view. Pick the data source. Save it, and let's view this just to make sure that we have our connectivity. And it looks good. Another way of looking at the data. Now this isn't very useful. I can only see the first record and I can't move. So let's enable paging. And now when I refresh the page, I can move to different records. Okay, that looks good. I want to edit these fields. I want to change those names. I want to get rid of that primary key. Nobody needs to see that. So similar to the grid view, I can edit fields. There's that state ID field. I'll just remove that. And I'll just change the name. Similar to the grid view, I can add styling if I choose to set the alignment and the colors and things like that. I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to save that for CSS. So I can OK this. Things look a little bit better. Again, just like with grid view, I can auto format if I would want to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save it for the style sheet. If I choose to do the styling individually or using this auto format, I'd have to do it on every grid view on every page across my whole site. And then if I needed to make a change, I would have to go revisit every one of those grid views. If I do it with the style sheet, I can make the change in one place, and then it will affect every grid view. So you can auto format. I'm not going to. I am going to make this, drag this a little wider here. Let's see how things look now. Looks better. Okay, so this is a way to view the data. It's not very useful right now. I might like to do editing and deleting, and with the details view, I can do inserting, so I can add a new record. So to do those things, I need to go back to the data source, configure data source, advanced, generate the insert, update, and delete statements. And just like with grid view, before I only had the select statements. Now I've got the delete, the insert, and the update statements with the parameters that they need. Now when I go into the details view, I can insert, edit, and delete. When I'm looking at the fields, I now have another field added called the command field. The command field is the edit, delete, and new. That's that row right there. So by clicking these buttons, it automatically adds this for me, and I can save it all up. And let's check it out in the browser now. So I can edit this. I can cancel and edit. It goes back to the way it was. I can hit up another record somewhere, delete it, and I can create a new. And there's the new record I just added. So the details view, it's another way to look at the data. The beauty of details view is you get the option to add the new record. You didn't get that with grid view. So in the next video, we're going to look at putting these two things together into a master details view that lets us work with the data and do a few more things, make it a little more fluid, a little more user friendly.